Welcome everyone. Sharada Devi here, and we are at day 22 of Ritualize Your Life Challenge. Let's chant to Ganesha as we must, and to Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. And in the meantime, I'm welcoming all of you who is joining, so committed to this challenge, and is joining live today, and those that are watching the recording. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Aim Hrim Om Saraswatyai Namaha. Aim Hrim Om Saraswatyai Namaha. Aim Hrim Om Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Oh. Okay, welcome Theo. Om Jani, welcome. Welcome Rika. Hello Sophie. JDF. And those that are joining here, Lakshya is here in the house. And oh, so good. Hello Jasmine. People are popping in now. We're back to the normal time. And love from Leela, thank you. I've been playing with Leela today, beautiful queen of play, Lakshya's beautiful daughter. It was so sweet. We were invited by the solar and the moon and the tree and the stone and the water people, and Leela got an award. So beautiful to bring in different stories and play with the children in the magical world. Yeah, and that's what we are also doing. Hello Julia from New York. Hello Sarah. Hello Amrita. We're in one way here. We're also in this magical world as we're ritualizing our life. It's coming back to simplicity, coming back to the small steps, which they are not small, they're huge. We repeat those steps every single day for years and years and years. And if we don't bring prayers, if we don't ritualize those steps, those daily activities, that's where we live a mechanic life. That's where we begin to live often an unconscious life, mechanical life. And in that mechanical life, we lose meaning, we lose touch with the unseen world, we lose purpose. And the purpose of ritualizing our life, ritualizing our day, ritualizing our daily actions is to find purpose again in life, to give meaning to every single moment. There's so much meaning, infinite meaning in every moment. In the Veda, we have a mantra, many mantras. One of the mantras is Vagrta viva sampraktau, Vagrta pratipattaye, Jagatah pitarau vande, Parvati parameshwarau. It's a very beautiful mantra, and it's dedicated to Jagatah pitarau vande. Vande, my salutation to Pitarau. Pitarau is the mother and the father of this universe. Pitarau vande, Jagataha, of this universe. So the parents of this universe, who is Parameshwarau, is Parama Ishwarau, Ishwaraha, who is Ishwaraha, God, Goddess, sacred being. Parama, Parama means absolute, God, Goddess that has no limitations. As human beings, we have many limitations, especially as a mother, as a father, and you recognize, wow, we can never fulfill all the children's wishes, and they get angry and upset. And it's challenging, and then it's so easy to make a judgment upon ourselves and feel we're like a failure, and then we're afraid of admitting, like I feel helpless. And it's so important to introduce Ishvaraha, introduce the infallible mother, father that cannot fail, and especially also to children. They need to know that mom and dad are humans and we have limitations, but there is goddess that is free from limitations. And so this is Parameshwara, the mother and the father, that is Paramaha. Paramaha means limitless. So limitless, free from limitation in the form of space-wise, object-wise, and time-wise. Those are the three limitations: space, time, and object-wise. So, Vande Jagataha Pitarau. I offer my salutation to the mother, father of this universe, who is Parameshwarao, and we know them in the Vedic tradition is Shiva, Shakti. It could also be Rama and Radha. It could be Brahma and Saraswati. It could be Osiris and Isis. In the Vedic tradition, mother, father, one of the many, many countless stories is Shiva and Shakti. Shiva and Parvati. Parvati, the daughter of the mountain, or the wife of the mountain. And who is the mountain? Shiva, right? Who is the center of this whole universe. And Shakti is circling around the center of the whole universe. Who is that? Kundalini Devi. And so they are non-separate from each other. Like, in order to have the masculine principle, there has to be the feminine principle. Without the feminine principle, there is no masculine principle. They are all mutually dependent. Mother is dependent on fatherness. Fatherness is dependent on motherness. Wife dependent on husbandness. Husband dependent on wifeness. So, like Parameshwarao, they are inseparable. Om Bhagarta Viva Samprakta Bhagarta Pratipattaye Jagataf Pitarao Mande Parvati Parameshwarao. So the father and the mother of this whole universe, who is Parameshwarao, is inseparable, like Bhagarta Viva Samprakta. It's like the word and the meaning. The word and the meaning. Right? If you take away the meaning of the word, it's not a word anymore. It's just a sound. And so for there to be meaning, then you give a word, and then the word has meaning. It's a very deep, beautiful mantra. And so every word has meaning. And that's why it's so important to pay attention to our words. We saw that deeply yesterday in the Ritualise Our Challenge. Ritualise Our Challenge. Ritualise Our Life Challenge. Number 21 was dedicated to namaha, namaha, namaha. Any one of you has been chanting namaha, namaha, untying all the knots of the heart, namaha, namaha. I spoke very deeply how important it is to pay attention to our words, that our first spiritual practice is bhak tapas, paying attention to what we say, how we say, when we say it. Is it ultimately good to say it? Because our words are, like in witchy terms, they are spells. And so, if you pay attention to our words, and we only say the things we really mean, then we have some say over the trajectory of our life. If we don't pay attention to that, then life just takes its course. Just if I don't ritualize my life, I don't pay attention to everyday action, I keep waking up mechanically, unconsciously, and life will just take its course. If I pay attention, if I add meaning, if I add prayer to my daily action, then I'm changing the direction of my life. I'm taking charge of my destiny to a great extent. There's still many circumstances, experiences that will appear and that we have to exhaust in this life, because that's the karma we were given. But we are human beings and we have that free will. And so we can choose to use this free will, and we are the ones that are really in this challenge. Like we're really, like some of you have been showing up here every single day. And I know many of you are writing to me and saying, well, I'm like behind, but I'm not really behind, because you know you're never behind, and I'm catching up on my own timing. And so we're using our will, and we're changing our language, and we're giving meaning to every action. And so all of that is changing the trajectory of our life if we stay with it. That's just the power of words. And then the words changes our thoughts, the thoughts changes our actions, and the actions change our destiny. And so it's a very beautiful mantra to understand that this inseparability of word and meaning, that our words are like spells, and that's why in the Vedic tradition we pay so much attention to what we say, how we say, when we say. If we don't have anything important to say, we don't speak. There's nothing to be said. I then engage my thoughts in studies, in reading, in learning. And it can be quite awkward, at the beginning when I started, 16 years ago. I think for 10 years I didn't use any swear words. I literally erased all swear words of my vocabulary, and I didn't use any swear words. And now I don't swear. I'm using words that we used, or that people use as swear words, but I realized that actually all the words that we're using for swear words, they're all our genitals. They're all related to our sacred, most intimate parts. So why would I use those words? No, I'm only using those words in the most honoring and respectful way. So I'm saying those words again, but with a very different flavor, with a very different rasa. Rasa is that flavor. And so understanding the word and the meaning, and life is meaning. What is meaning? You are the meaning of life, ultimately. That's the discovery. If we give meaning to our life through our actions, through every moment, you come back to the true meaning of life. We give meaning now to every action, every step. Through that, you will get back to the true meaning of life, which is you. You're the only reality. You're the only thing that is really real. And then through that meaning, every word becomes meaningful. There's no word that you're rejecting. There's no word that creates a resistance in your body. There's no word that suddenly creates a judgment. But right now, there are many words that create a lot of judgment in your mind. If I say the word God, it has meaning for you. And for some of you, it has a very untrustworthy meaning. And for some of us, we started to rediscover the true meaning of God, or prayers, or salutation, or surrender, worship, and all these words, man, woman, gender, sex, whatever word, even if you use the word of people in the world, are these people bringing out namaha in you and welcoming and reverence, or are these people, and you say that word, that name of this person that is your sacred mirror, are they bringing out the rejecting and triggering you? So right now, the words, they carry so many meanings, so many different meanings. And so we want to pay attention to all the meanings that we have projected, superimposed onto these words, and everything that is untrue, that is a wrong belief about these words, about the world, because what is the world? The world is nothing but word and meaning. And all the meaning we've given to God, all the meaning you've given to yourself or to anyone else, that is judgmental or in any way not acceptable or inadequate, that we neutralize that meaning. It's not true. We bought countless beliefs, and they are stuck in us, and we live our life based from these beliefs. But you can buy new beliefs. It's a smorgasbord. You can choose which beliefs you're going to buy. Until those are not beliefs anymore, you discover that they're actually a reality. It's true, right? Maybe at the beginning you believe that you're whole and complete. You believe that you're love. You believe that you're the source of love. You believe it, that you are adequate and enough and beautiful and powerful. And then that belief, when you stay with it, it will lead you to trust, and then the trust will lead you to knowledge, and then the knowledge will lead you to freedom. and all you want is freedom. All anyone wants is freedom. And that's the true purpose of life. The true meaning of life is to discover your freedom. That's what every being wants. That is what every being is by nature. But we don't know. We have all these wrong beliefs, all these superimposed wrong meanings onto the world, God, and people, which is words. Right? The whole world is word and meaning. But the true word and the true meaning is the word of God. Every word is a word of God. And the only meaning is that it's sacred. The truth of every word, the truth of God, the truth of the world, the truth of you is sacredness, whole and complete being you are. Not only that, you are the being of God, you are the being of the universe. Your being is the same being that is my being. There's only one being. And so that's the power of words and the truth and the pursuit of truth. And so in this mantra, Vakarta Viva Samprakta Vakarta Pratipattaye Jagatav Pitara, one day we are honoring this truth. Like we're invoking the true meaning of words. We're invoking the true meaning of mother and father. Do they truly love us? Right? Were they really inadequate? No. Like the true mother, the true father is the father of the universe. And the father and the mother of the universe is infallible. It cannot fail. They cannot fail. But mom and dad, as a human being, their actions are fallible. And that's okay, because there is helplessness. Like we can only do as much as we could do based on our knowledge. So a very beautiful mantra to neutralize all judgments around any word, especially our parents, because those are really our gods, and that's where actually most of our unresolved issues lie, or the family members, the close family members, sister, brother, uncle, aunts. So this is what came somehow before the initiation of number 22. Number 22 of our Ritualise Our Life challenge. I have a little bit red eyes. I got a lot of sun. I went to the beach today after a most beautiful ceremony with Porangi. Wow, incredible. So beautiful, very deep. Can highly recommend Porangi. So, number 22 is dedicated to the ointment ritual. So, yesterday, okay, I want to show this one. I love this one. I do this every day for many years, and it really is such a beautiful ritual that I love to do. I share it in all my Devi Deva circles, in our pujas. So after having bathed our body, having eliminated, having drank, having dressed, having ornamented our beautiful body temples, after having set the intention for the day, after honoring, remembering that every being that I meet throughout the day is unexpected God, Goddess, and they come here to teach me something, after taking care of my most beautiful inner instrument, inner temple, the mind, and invoking namaha, invoking that heart that is in deep surrender of all the facts I cannot change, and to have that inner strength, that inner Miriam to change what I can, and the wisdom to know what I cannot change and what I can. All of this we've done. Then the next step is is to oint your body temple. I really, it's such a beautiful ritual. So you may have seen in India, when you go to a temple, after the puja or the homa, you get colors. Any one of you here has been in India and has received the different colors after the pujas, homas, abhishekas? Let me know. And anything you want to share with me, let me know in the chat. I love to hear how everything lands for you. Oh, there's some comments I didn't see. Jasmine is saying, I have dedicated my practice to the mantra for the mind. Oh, madhumatyai namaha. I love that. Salutation to the sweet mind, the clear mind. It is now unblocking the projecting of my mind and forming a connection to the open heart. Beautiful. I have made my own intent. Wonderful. Perfect. That's exactly. Everything here is like an inspiration so that you can make it your own. Beautiful. So, the colors. So when you go and do the ritual, you get yellow, you get red, you get ashes, and you get black. Those are usually the four different colors that are there. Sometimes the fifth one, the chandana. And so basically, the yellow color represents the knowledge cause. It represents Shiva. It represents the sacred masculine principle, if you want to say so, but it's really the consciousness as formless being, existence that is formless, the center of this whole universe, is represented by the color yellow, and yellow stands for knowledge, light, and light stands for wherever there's light, there can be no darkness. That stands for wherever there is truth, there can be no untruth. Wherever you know, like wherever you are the truth of this universe, you are whole and complete, and so then the wrong notions about yourself, they will be destroyed in the light of your knowledge, which means in the light of the recognition of who you are. You get to see who and what you clearly are, and so then even while you experience deep pain or deep sorrow, you know it's not you. But that deep pain, that deep sorrow, as we've seen all these days, it gets to be welcomed, gets to be held, it gets to be embraced, but it gets to be dissolved in the light of your knowledge, means in the light of your own being. Because your being is abhayam. Your being is fearlessness. Your being is ahimsa, is pure ahimsa, cannot injure, cannot injure anyone. Your being is not a doer, is not an actor, it is pure being. And so in that being, everything is resolved. And then the red, basically, so that goes really well now, the red color represents Shakti. So Shakti represents Maya Devi. Maya Devi is Sattva, Raja and Tamo Guna, the three quality of Maya, and all of this we study very much in depth in my courses. For example, Tattva Bodha and the text of the knowledge of the limitless truth, Tattva Bodha, you find it in Devi School, in my store library as a separate course, and you find it also in Devi Temple. All like the individual courses are included in the Devi Temple. That is a membership, you can join anytime, cancel anytime. It's a very great entry or deepening. And so basically here now I'm giving like a little introduction. And so the red color represents Shakti, which is Maya. Maya Devi is often translated as the illusion of this world, which then leads to thinking that everything you experience is not really real, which then leads to disassociations of your experiences, which is actually can be dangerous and leads to actually more sorrow. So this Maya is not illusion, it means simply that which is not separate from Shiva, that which is not separate from consciousness, that which is not separate from the truth, the ultimate truth. And so that Shakti, that Maya, exists, we experience it, right? You experience your emotions, you experience your feelings, you experience your thoughts. We talked about this yesterday, the day before. We saw how full our mind is with emotions, with thoughts, with questions, with the inner child. And so we cannot say that that doesn't really exist, because if it really wouldn't exist, you wouldn't experience it. But if it would be really, really real, then it would always be there. But it's not. You experience it, it comes and it goes. And it goes very fast when you fully welcome it. That's why this prayer from yesterday is fundamental. It's crucial, it's so important, because this prayer, namaha, the serenity prayer, it helps us to resolve immediately the resistance, right, towards all these feelings. Because the longer I hold on to the resistance, the more pain there will be. And so, like, knowing that really all this Shakti, all this Maya, all my experiences, they are here given, right? But they are resolved in the light. Like the red is resolved in the yellow. The red, the Shakti, is resolved in the light into ashes. Like, what is left are ashes. And that's why we put ashes. That's why Shiva is full of ashes. Like, so we put yellow, the knowledge, the Shakti is on top of the red. The red, the Shakti is on top of the yellow. And then you have ashes, right? Because all that is left are ashes. Knowledge destroys, but like we can think like, oh, but I don't want to destroy all my experiences. Well, all your experiences are anyway destroyed. Welcome everyone, they're joining now. All experiences, the nature of experiences is they come and they go. And so, can I welcome them, namaha, when they come? Can I say namaha, well, go when you go, right? Can you be with Shakti, sacred Devi, goddess, all her appearances that are unpredictable, that are uncontrollable, that are unsustainable and inexplicable, really? Can you be with her fullness? Right? Can you be with the fullness of Jagataha, of this universe, and just and be with her and feel her and move her and dance with her and be in her lila? That's the sacred dance of Shiva. Like the yellow Shiva, he's just steadfast. He's happy in himself, by himself, without any reason. Shivoham, he's happy in himself, by himself, without any reason. He smiles, but then Shakti comes, she appears and dances around him. And he doesn't really get disturbed by her, but he enjoys her thoroughly. She's to be enjoyed, not to be run after, not to be rejected. She's there. And so that's the sacred dance, like, and it's so beautiful. Like the Vedic tradition, everything has meaning. Every action has meaning. And so you have the yellow, then you put the red on top. And then like Shakti, seen, gone. Maya, appearance, she comes and she goes, all that is left are the ashes. And then you're covered with ashes. Right? So beautiful, like putting ashes all over your body. I've done that. Like Shiva, like he's full of ashes. So what it means, he's not afraid of death. Right? Shakti is not afraid of death. Ishvara, the goddess, is not afraid of death. And that's the whole teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. Why is Arjuna, the warrior, so scared and wants to run away from the battlefield? Because he's so scared that his family are going to die. He's going to die. And he is a warrior. His duty is to fight. And as a warrior, he wants to run away. And Krishna tells him, you cannot run away, you got to stay and fight. He said, how can I fight? I cannot fight. How can you tell me to fight? Like, and that's what you maybe would think, that if you go to a teacher, they will tell you, no, just go and meditate and be all by yourself. Yes, sometimes that's the advice. But no. The battlefield is in life, to stay with the people, with the situation, and grow out from it. Meaning you reclaim your power. Meaning you discover you are the source of happiness, love and security, and your nature is free from death, ultimately. So, those were the three, and then the last color is black. The black is the Rakshana. The Rakshana, usually we put it on top of the head, and it's filled with prayers. So the Rakshana comes after doing a home. A home is a very elaborate puja, which there is a fire involved, a real fire, and then we offer lots of ghee and flowers and all other different oblations depending on what you are praying to and what you want to invoke. You bring different oblations, and then there is a special grass, and then that grass is mixed with the ghee, and then that becomes the rakshana, and that rakshana means protection. So the black, like the black matter, it represents, it protects you. You put it here on top of the head so that any unwanted beings, energy, anything that is inauspicious, it cannot enter your field, basically. So those are the 4 colors, and then there's chandana also. Chandana is the sandalwood. It represents the cooling. We also put it actually, so 5 is the cooling factor, like, because this is pure fire, meaning like this will burn up. This body was born, it's going to die, and so we gotta pay attention. Like Shiva, the sacred masculine, if he doesn't have Devi with him, he's gonna burn up. He needs Ganga, cooling factor, the chandana, like you stay cool, you stay calm, you stay collected. So this is my version of what I just shared with you, and a little bit additional, but actually in India also they do it, but they don't usually include the genitals anymore, like you don't see it at least, but I know that it's there because every aspect of our body is sacred. So basically, there was a time I would put yellow and red and ashes and black and chandana, like I was full devoted to this, and I still am, but I'm not like so in the expression and using all these materials anymore. But I am using oil essence every day, and sometimes I'm also using kumkum, the red one. You may have seen me wear the red one sometime. And then for special occasions, I do wear the other colors as well. But I do use oil essence every day. And so, after all these steps, then you can take the prayer is here, for example, in English, and then you can translate into your language. May my mind, my voice, my heart. And then actually I also now, we forgot to add the solar plexus. Solar plexus is here as well, and then yoni&lingam, I just kind of do above, like may it all be in alignment. Yeah, so it's that ointment. And you can also add other points of your body, of course, but these are like the main points. So may my mind, my voice, my heart, my willpower. So what does it mean? So my mind, it represents like may my emotions be expressed, like may I welcome my emotions, may I understand my emotions, may I express them sincerely, but of course without blame. So like may my mind, my voice, what I say is in accordance with what I think is in accordance with what I say, but of course with the in harmony with universal values. Like my so mind, usually I refer to the thoughts, excuse me. So my thoughts, my voice, my heart, I refer to the emotions. So may my thoughts, my words, my emotions, my willpower, like in the solar plexus we have our willpower, and my SEX, UAL energy, the sacred intimate energy, may be in harmony, may be in integrity. In Sanskrit we call it arjavam. Arjavam means integrity. So may my thoughts, my voice, my emotions, my willpower, and my intimate energy be in integrity. So that my intimate energy is not leaking. Like your intimate energy is your energy. You get to learn how to wield it. And I teach you that if you want to join me. Nectar of You in Portugal this year in October. Most beautiful location, Amaria. We go much deeper into that. And then also in my 1-year certification program, it's a devoted embodiment Vedic integrated coaching certification. It's a 12-month program where I'm going very deep into the intimate energy, SEXUAL energy. I can't say the word, otherwise I'm going to get banned. There I teach the mechanics in detail. I'm very passionate about that aspect of life because it's so repressed, it's still so taboo, and we have not learned how to really wield our energy in an empowering way. And so, like here we're already setting this prayer, may my intimate energy be clear, be used for healing, empowerment. Like, so then you're like wanting that the energy is in accordance with your willpower, that you can access your willpower. Because maybe you are in touch with that energy, but then we leak the energy. No, we want it to be used in a dharmic way, and in a way that is not harmful. Like your energy may be always filters through your heart. Whatever I give out into the world, first you check with your heart, is it really ultimately good for me and for all beings? Is it in harmony with universal values? Will it contribute more to the good of all beings, or will it harm? Right? And your heart always knows. If you're completely sincere, your heart always knows. And then, like, am I speaking the truth? Am I expressing my desires? Am I holding back in life? Like, do I feel ashamed and guilty for my desires? Or am I expressing them? And with that, I help very much in my mastermind program. It's called the Diamond. I start in a month. It's a next level intimate master mistress mind mentorship program where you can work with me intimately and polishing the diamond, like helping to fully find your voice, your authentic voice, your raw voice, your unapologetic voice, and help you bring all of your talents and gifts out into the world. Because so many are still holding back. You know that you are amazing and have so many talents and so much to give, but often we're still holding back. And we're still afraid that people will judge, are gonna kill us for doing what we want to do. And those fears are still, for most of us, stuck in the body. I know for myself, like I have mentors and they help me to get out with my work. Or you go through a big life transitions, and for that the diamond is also amazing. Because like maybe in a big career shift, or you were a mother and now like children are big and you've got to find yourself again. Okay. So it's that integrity, like that finding of like, who am I, what am I here to do in this life? And then may my thoughts like be in alignment with all these energy centers. And so this is the ointment thing. And how you can do it is, I use oil essence, and in the Vedic tradition we always use the right ring finger, and then the ring finger is called the anamika, the one that has no name. And so that nameless being, which represents love, like I oint myself, my forehead, my throat, my heart, my solar plexus, my sacred intimate energy. And with that, like you're ointing this temple. And you can say, I am a permanent spiritual being, and this is my body temple. Right? So you also remind yourself every day, I am a permanent spiritual being. This is my impermanent body temple. I am the presiding deity of this body temple. And the mantra that goes with this, if you want to chant the mantra. So Devi, Deva, is the word for God, goddess. It comes from the root div. Div means to shine, to be self-shining, like the sun, that which lights up and makes everyone shine as well. That is Deva, is Devi, and the mantra is devyai for feminine, devāya for masculine. Remember, feminine is masculine, masculine is feminine. In reality, there are two mutual concepts. There are two concepts that are mutually dependent on each other, but in reality, like the essence of it is free from all dependency, is free from male, female, free from young, old. Those are concepts that we have created in order to relate in the world and see things through duality, but the reality of duality is oneness. So I'm feminine, I'm masculine, and in reality I'm genderless. So devyai or devāya namaha. So you can repeat after me. And then you would like, as you say namaha, or om devyai namaha, om devyai namaha, om devyai namaha. Like you go through ointing. Om devyai namaha, om devyai namaha. And it's the same mantra that we also learned when we did the sankalpa, the intention. So same here, then we only learned the devyai namaha. You can also use devāya if you're a man watching, or if you're a woman and you want to connect to the more masculine principle. If you want to connect more to a neutral, gender-neutral principle, you can chant to Ishvara, Ishvaraya namaha. It would be, because Ishvara is neutral. Om devyai namaha, om devyai namaha, om devyai namaha, om devyai namaha, om devyai namaha. And devāya, om devāya namaha, om devāya namaha. So A, which in English is E, but in Sanskrit we say A, is always long. Devāya. A, you see that there is a long line on top of the A in devāya. It means you drop your jaw and it's a long A. It's an open A. Devāya. Om devāya namaha. And the Ha, namaha, the puff, right? The untying of all the knots in the heart. Om devāya namaha. Om devāya namaha, 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 om devāya namaha. Om devāya namaha, om devāya namaha, om devāya namaha, om devāya namaha. Take a moment to let this initiation, this ointment ritual, fully be imprinted in your beautiful body, mind, heart, voice, solar plexus, yoni, lingam, temple, for you to remember the rest of your life. You're a permanent spiritual being. This is your body temple. Every part of this body is sacred. My thoughts, my voice, what I feel, my willpower, my desires. Everything is sacred. Nothing is profane. And so with this you move from guilt to gratitude. Gratitude for the existence of being a human being and with the chance to gain moksha, freedom in this life. The human birth is one of the highest births we can take, and people don't believe that. Like we think that it's a higher birth to take a deva birth, a god birth, or a gandharva birth, a celestial birth. But the truth is, manushya janma, it requires an incredible amount of spiritual wealth. And in this body, you can gain freedom. It's much more difficult to gain freedom in a celestial body, actually. That's what the Veda says. Yes, the mantra for Ishvaraya is Om Ish. So we can Ishvaraya, but the mantra that we can also use, that I chanted more, is Om Ishaya Namaha. Also, Isha is the one that protects, the one that is all-pervasive. Om Ishaya Namaha. 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 Mm. Yeah, like remember you've had countless births. Countless births. If you think about it, there is nothing to stress about. Right? Nothing to stress about. Which means, like, if you've had countless births, it means you've had every possible birth. It means you've done everything already. And there will always be more to be done and more to succeed in, which is wonderful. Right? But can I do it out of fullness, out of pleasure, out of joy? It's so painful. And when we think that this is our only birth, then it becomes very stressful. And then I'm out there running after something instead of being here with myself and seeing the infinite blessing, the infinite wealth that is here available to me right now at every given moment. At every given moment of my life. Right? And that's what we're seeing with this challenge, Ritualize Your Life. Every moment I see how blessed I am. Infinite wealth available here and now. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Congratulations to initiation number 22. If we wake up tomorrow, we never know. If we do, what a gift. Anandoham. And we continue with number 23. Oh, thank you so much, everyone. If you enjoyed this, blessed you, please share this challenge. People can join. And love to hear from you. Also, any testimony that you would like to share, video or written, all is welcomed. It helps me. And yeah, for this to grow and continue to bless me and you and all of us. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, morning, day, wherever you are. Oh, that's up.